Once again, breaking news into CBS Sports HQ. The Green Bay Packers give a monster extension to corner Jaire Alexander. This one worth 4 years, $84 million. His AAV skyrockets to the top of the NFL at the defensive back position. As you can see, he's now ahead of guys like Denzel Ward, Jalen Ramsey, Marlon Humphrey, and Marshawn Lattimore. None of those guys are slouches at that position, so Jaire Alexander making a pretty penny. To break this one down, this deal down, let's bring in CBS Sports HQ's Jonathan Jones. Jonathan, tell me your instant reaction to seeing a guy who only played 4 games last year getting a deal like this.
Yeah, that's the way that this goes, and good for Jaire Alexander and his representation being able to get this deal. Obviously, the Green Bay Packers believing very much in Alexander and saying, all right, he had the shoulder injury, he fought back, he came back for that playoff game, but listen, this is about what Jaire Alexander has been able to do for them and what they believe that now that he's 100% from that shoulder injury, what he will continue to be able to do for them. He went more than a year before his injury without giving up a touchdown. I mean, I believe it was something from like week 1 of the 2020 season to week 3 of the 2021 season without giving up a touchdown, and then had that shoulder injury there in the 4th game of the season. So when you have a lockdown guy like that, he was top 3 in terms of yards per attempt against passes given up against him. When you look at, again, the touchdowns that he's given up, that in this defense, you can have him on one side and you don't have to worry about anything. Remember, they drafted Eric Stokes last year. They found Rasul Douglas off the trash heap, and he played extremely well for them last season. And so this really solidifies that back end. They always knew that they were going to get a deal done with Alexander, and now obviously the richest in terms of average annual value, as you say, in the NFL.
Now, on the screen, you can see the notable moves the Packers have made and the signings on defense, adding Preston Smith, Devondre Campbell, Rasul Douglas' list of guys who are making pretty big money for Green Bay. So I think from the outside, most fans go, oh, doesn't Aaron Rodgers need to help? So what does this say about the Packers' commitment to the defensive side of the ball?
Yeah, I think that Aaron Rodgers, who's been in this league for long enough, certainly understands that one of his very good friends, if not his best friend, can be an elite and fantastic defense. I mean, look at what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were able to do during their Super Bowl run with Tom Brady. Of course, he had plenty of names on the offensive side, but they also had a defense that could get the ball back to him rather quickly, could give him some good field position as well. And listen, this is a Packers team that even if Aaron Rodgers has needed help on the offensive side, even if he wanted and fans wanted him to have a first-round wide receiver, they were still able to win 13 games in 3 consecutive seasons. Now, of course, they don't have Davante Adams, and is Christian Watson going to step in and immediately become Davante Adams? No, we all understand that. And so would fans feel a little bit better if instead of Devontae Wyatt, they had decided to take a wide receiver at that position? Perhaps, but very clearly the Packers have determined that Rodgers can get this done, especially when you consider how much they're paying him with the group that is around him, and that let's focus on this defense. We can use all the cliches about defense winning championships, but they need to get over the hump in the playoffs. You know, they couldn't get over that hump a couple years ago against Tampa. They were humbled this past season by the San Francisco 49ers at home. So they're strengthening up this defense, believing that Aaron Rodgers has all the talent in the world as a multiple-time MVP winner, that it's not just Aaron Rodgers and 10 dudes, but okay, we can lose Davante Adams and still build this team as a championship caliber team, and they're focusing their efforts on the defensive side.
Packers have the best odds in the NFC North to, once again, win the division. With a deal like this, keeping one of your young core guys happy, does it also say that the Packers are in win-now mode?
Oh, I think absolutely. I don't think the Packers know how long they're going to have Aaron Rodgers. He can sign whatever contract he wants to, but I think the Packers very much believe that he could hang it up after this upcoming season. The year after, he could look for a trade. I mean, anything could happen with Aaron Rodgers, as evidenced by the previous, 16 or so months. And so, yeah, they're in an NFC North where you don't have to worry about the last two teams, at least right now, they are building for 2023 and beyond. We're going to see what the Vikings are under Kevin O'Connell, a new defensive scheme with Ed Donatel, and that 3-4. And so the Packers looking very, very good in that division, no question about it. It's just a matter of, hey, it's not about the division for the Packers. We all believe and know that they're going to win that one. Frankly, it's not even about home field advantage anymore, as we have seen the past couple of years with the Green Bay Packers. But they are in competition with the elites of the NFC. We don't really have to discuss the NFC North necessarily, but this is a Packers team that, yeah, they're in win-now mode just because they don't know how long they are going to have one of the most elite quarterbacks who's ever played the game, how much longer he's going to be around there.
You mentioned building for 2023 and beyond. Is there another move that's coming down, the highway here for the Packers that fans might be able to expect?
Yeah, I'm not sure necessarily. I mean, you look out there at the free agent market and you see Odell Beckham Jr. hanging out, doing his rehab from his ACL surgery. You look at the fits for him. We were on here talking last week about potential fits for Odell Beckham Jr. I said the Rams and the Packers. He can go back to what he knows and still be with the team where he won his first Super Bowl with LA, even though they just signed Allen Robinson. Or he can go to Green Bay and chase that second ring there with Aaron Rodgers. I don't think Rodgers would hate that too much. And so, this isn't necessarily a move to free up the cap space needed to sign Odell Beckham Jr. necessarily. Do they have more cap space now? Yeah, because Jaire Alexander was going to play this year under a cap hit of about $13.2 million. We're going to see exactly how this deal works out in the first year. We know there's a ton of guaranteed money, and we know the average annual value now eclipses Denzel Ward, who just eclipsed Jalen Ramsey, but they're going to have some more room to do something. There's not that big free agent that they're going to come and bring in for that cap space that they just created. All those things said, the Packers will very much want to keep a nice cushion because, listen, it's going to be around week 8, week 9 is the NFL trade deadline. If the Packers aren't where they want to be, if they want to continue to be aggressive, if they don't make that move here in the next couple of months, they still want to be able to make that move by around Halloween when the trade deadline should fall. So they will have that space in there to bring on someone who would fit underneath the cap. So whether this move is for right now or for later, it is certainly geared toward winning in 2022.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.